Hello and welcome back to the 1 Million Cups Fargo podcast. 1 Million Cups is a free nationwide weekly program created by the Kauffman Foundation in 2012 and is designed to educate, engage, and connect entrepreneurs. 1 Million Cups is organized in 35 states across the country, and the Fargo, North Dakota chapter is one of the most active and largest in the nation. This week, we were joined by Rhoda, Elmi, and Purdin, co-founders of Jasmin Child Care and Preschool. Jasmin Child Care and Preschool is a Fargo-based nonprofit with a mission to provide access to quality and affordable education by supporting families and communities to strengthen overall childhood success. They go above and beyond basic childcare needs by supporting the families in an individualistic approach, providing support wherever they can. Let's listen in to hear more about the story behind Jasmin Child Care.
So now we're going to jump into the speaker portion of the day, which leads me into introducing a wonderful individual that I have had the opportunity of meeting the last few weeks, which is Rhoda. She is the director and founder of the Jasmin Child Care and Preschool. She comes from Minneapolis to Fargo. She moved from Minneapolis to Fargo to start Jasmin Child Care because she saw a need in the community. She is a mother of 4 kids and grew up in the Middle East. Her passion is working with humanitarian organizations, specifically nonprofit organizations that work with women and children, which is why she is the perfect person for the role that she is filling. Rhoda, how are you doing this morning?
Good, thank you, Elmi. Thank you very much.
Well, I will give you the stage, and you can get started. So thanks so much for hopping on this call. We are very grateful.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Rhoda Elmi, and I'm the founder of Jasmin Child Care and Preschool. Before I start, I would like to thank this opportunity to 1 Million Cup organizer and the whole crew who put this together today and gave us the opportunity to introduce ourselves and what Jasmin Child Care and Preschool do in the community. I would also like to thank the audience today who gave us their time to listen and understand what Jasmin Child Care and Preschool is doing in the community. Next slide, please. I just want you to take a minute and look through this iceberg. When we look at this iceberg, we only see 10% of the iceberg is visible to us, but 90%, do you know that 90% of it is inside the water? If we compare this to a culture, that's what culture is about. We only see, and what is only visible to us is the 10% that we see, which is the culture. And the 90%, which is inside the water, is what we don't know. And that's what makes us of who we are, how we behave, how we interact with other people, and how we behave. Let's take an example of eye contact. Those are the things that's in there. Eye contact, in some cultures, eye contact is when you're talking to somebody, eye contact is when you're talking to somebody who's older than you, you're supposed to look down. But let's say that a kid goes to school and the teacher's talking to the kid. The teacher expects the kid to go to the teacher through the eye and listen. And at the same time, according to the kid's culture, I can't look at my teacher when she's talking to me, and out of respect, I will look down. So there is the misconception between the two. The other example would be when a kids come to our daycare. In some cultures, they feed their kid. They feed their kids with their hand. So the kid comes. We take the kids to the lunch. We put the food. The kid is sitting there still. According to the food program, we put the food to the kids. If they want to eat, they eat, but we don't force them. But because I know the culture and I understand where they're coming, what I have to do is the first 2 weeks, I have to help him, teach him how to use the spoon, and from there on he goes. So the culture, because of the complexity of the culture, that's where Jasmin Child Care comes from, and that's where Jasmin Child Care role falls in. So why did we start Jasmin Child Care? The reason we started Jasmin Child Care is because we saw a need in the community for multicultural daycare, which mainly focuses the presentation of the culture, but at the same time allows children to be aware of the nature and the uniqueness of their own culture. What does this mean is that we plant the seed in the kids, showing them their own culture, appreciating and making them understand, yeah, I'm different, but I'm proud, who am I? I can do what I want, even though I'm different. Making them ready to go to the next step. Also, we understood that there was a need for culturally honoring and nurturing environment for the children. We also understood there was a need to close the gap of educational disparities among the children of color. The need to bridge the gap between home culture and the social and school culture, which is in many cultures, the school and daycare is not only school and daycare, it's a part of the community. Parents, when they bring their kid to the daycare, they expect you to do more than a teacher, to be a second mom, to take care of them. We do that by offering the kids the love, the affection they need, but at the same time being very strict when they do anything bad, showing them, being them a good example for them, playing a role model for them, and teaching them, and making them feel they are at home. That's what we do. And next is the need to provide a nurturing multicultural target in the FM area. How do we do that? We practice a multicultural. We practice a multicultural by displaying posters, providing toys of cultural races, dress-up codes that show different races or different cultures, creating an environment that fosters respect and sensitivity towards others and celebrates at the same time the similarities and the difference in a very healthy way. Here are some facts about Jasmin Child Care. Jasmin Child Care was founded in 2015. At the beginning, Jasmin Child Care was for-profit, and over the years, it came to our attention that there was a need in the community, and for this reason, we changed our status from for-profit to non-profit. During this time, we have served 290 children, in which 191 were English learners, and 95% of the clients that we serve are low income. We also serve families in the Moorhead and in Fargo community. Next slide. Okay, what do? We serve infants, toddlers, preschoolers, and after-school kids. During the epidemic, when the kids were taking when the kids were doing school online, we were helping kids in our daycare. We were communicating between the school and the parents. We were providing all the resources and the help that we can offer to them. We did our best. We also prepared at the same time the preschoolers get ready for the kindergarten. We make sure that they're ready and they have all the skills they need to be successful in the next when they go to the school. We also do early literature and social skills that is very important for the kids to get along with their peers when they go to the kindergarten, to follow, to listen to the teacher, to be part of the school system and get along with them and be successful in the future. What makes us different? We provide a culturally honoring and a nurturing environment for the children. Our staff is well informed about the children's background, cultures to better help their learning journey. All the children that graduate from Jasmin Child Care, we make sure that they have the skills they need to get ready to be school together and they are academically succeeding when they go there. Our staff speaks 4 different languages, which makes it easier for us sometimes to help the kids understand what they don't understand in their own language, which is a very unique quality that our staff had. Sometimes kids cannot understand the language or the English, so it will be easier for us to translate it and tell them, hey, this is what it means, this is in your language, but this is what it means in English. Not only do we provide Jasmin Child Care is not only a child care, it takes care of the whole, it's the holistic care of the family. So we work with the family as well as with the children. And I can give you a good example. We do provide a developmental screening, which is a yearly developmental screening, which we do that the kids are assessed, and if they need help with speech therapy or OT, occupational therapy, Parents that don't have to leave their job come and pick up the kids from here and take them to where they have to. What we do is we provide everything here in the daycare, and the parents has to take care of their work. The same as the eye screening. We do that once a year, and the same thing. They come here, they check the kids, we get the report, and then we give it to the parents. We provide a lot of tools to the families, the resources that are available in the community, so that they can be successful and they can reach their goal. Next slide, please. This is a picture of our daycare, and what you see, if you look at the walls, you could see here, those are the posters that we post on the walls, different families in the different cultures, to give the kids the feeling that they are welcoming and they're embracing and we accept who they are. Moving forward, we want to open overnight shift, which is from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. And we are doing that because of we want to offer quality, affordable childcare for the families who are working non-traditional hours, like the second shift to the third shift. We wanna show them that we are here to work with them and we are available to take their kids so that they can succeed. It's not about where I take my kids, but it's about what I can do to be successful and reach my goal. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to tell you what we do in Jasmin Child Care. I'm looking forward for the questions and answers.
After the presentation, we opened up our online platform to a Q&A session with the audience to dive deeper into questions regarding their approach to educating children and supporting families, why they do what they do, and how they plan to grow their organization to serve more families in the future. This week, we were joined by our host, Emma McIntyre, who is also the lead coordinator of 1 Million Cups Fargo. Let's listen in.
Rhoda, thanks so much for sharing. We are going to invite, obviously, it takes a village to do the work that you guys are doing. You are, I'm assuming, pretty busy. So we would love to invite your business partner, Sky, up. Sky is the developmental director at Jasmin Child Care and Preschool. She actually joined the management team at the beginning of this year, which I'm sure has been a fun, non-traditional year, to say the least. She actually grew up in Southeast Asia, and because of her upbringing, her passion has been to work in nonprofits in cultural communities. And Sky, this seems like a great fit. Also, if you attended 1 Million Cups this summer in the park, Sky was an avid 1 Million Cups attendee. So other fun stuff. Ladies, how are you doing this morning? How do you feel now that you got the presentation out of you, Rhoda?
I'm good.
Good. You did a good job.
Thank you. It's just the beginning, but once it gets, everything is smooth.
Yes. So I do have a question to get us kickstarted. So this is actually a audience Q&A. If anybody has questions, please leave them in the comment section, and we will share them with Sky and Rhoda. I did a bit of research on Jasmin Child Care before you guys spoke today, obviously, so we could promote it on our social channels. But I didn't realize to the fullest extent in which you operated, and that's so cool. To your knowledge, are there other organizations similar in Fargo, or since you started, have you seen a pattern of similar things happening, or are you guys kind of the only people doing this in our community?
Do you want to go, Sky?
Okay. Hi. Yeah. So there are some people that may be doing some type of like cultural childcare, but our program is very unique in that we're a center, we're a nonprofit, and we really are using a lot of the resources in North Dakota to enhance our program to be really high quality. And then also Rhoda has a lot of knowledge that she draws upon that is specifically to our kind of cultural bridging type of activities.
And what I would add to it is that for me, it's not the daycare; it's more than that. It's a family. So when the kid comes here, to me, it's my child. And when he goes home, he has another mom. So my job is to teach him in a way that I will take care of him and at the same time, I will show him what's right and what's wrong in a very passionate way, without take time out. Okay, we have to sit down and talk. This is why you didn't do this. I want you to do this. Teach them through example without sending them to time out. Yes, sometimes you need, but not all the time. Kids need to understand why you don't want them to do what you want them, what you tell them not. They need to understand. They are very smart. So you have to talk to them as an adult with a passion and a respect, and keeping in mind you're talking to adults, not a baby.
These kids are so lucky to have the both of you. Can you talk more about, one thing that I love listening to is teams. Obviously, it's more than just the two of you. Can you talk a bit more about how big is your team? How many students do they serve, or how many children do they serve? And I mean, where could you guys use more support?
Go ahead. I can support you. Go.
Okay. Yeah. So we have our kind of the management team. We have 3 or 4 people on that, and then we have our teachers. Each class we have one teacher and then an assistant teacher. We have 3 classes, so that's, and then some other supporting staff, like 6 to 7 teachers. Currently, we are looking to get another teacher to join our team. That would be a great support for us. And then currently, we're not at full capacity. We have a lot of openings due to the pandemic. I think we're at 25 or so, and we have capacity for at least 30, 33.
One thing that I would add to is the hardest thing that we face all the time is finding the teacher. You can find a teacher, but to find a teacher who has the passion, who has the ability to work with the kids that are different and appreciate their culture and who they are is not easy to find.
So another question I have, so you guys flipped from being a for-profit to a nonprofit. Can you talk about some of the benefits that nonprofit license provided you with?
I would say being a nonprofit, you are open to more grants, but we are working on it. We have got some, but we need to work on it because we need to work with the kids. We need to find a qualified teachers that can help us these kids succeed when they go from the daycare to the preschool. So there's a long way to get what we're looking for, but we are at the beginning of it. And I can also let Sky talk because she's the one who does that.
Yeah, so being a nonprofit allows us to get more resources and also do fundraising. So we're actually going to be participating in Giving Hearts Day this next February. And so we're really excited in bringing the community along with our work that we've been doing, because it is a community-wide project. It's not just, the families, but we can, as a community, come and support each other, and it benefits the entire community.
I guess. As far as growth, is this something that you think you could sustainably bring into other communities as you guys, I guess, grow in the next 5 years?
Absolutely. There's always a need. There's always a need in the community. And that's why we changed from for-profit to nonprofit.
Yeah. So we do have a question that came in from the audience. Jay asks, how does Jasmin encourage bilingualism and help for the children to keep their mother tongue if it is not English? I'll pop that up there. That's kind of a wordy question.
What we do is when the kids involved in our daycare, we ask the parents if they will let us talk to the kids the language that we speak, and if they give us a permission to talk to them. And we have a good example of that. We have a couple of kids who came to us, not really a multicultural, but their parents wanted to get along with the kids, know about diversity, so they learn our language. And there was the difficult that the parents would go, hey, my kid is saying that, what does it mean? And we have to give them a list of the words that they can work with them. we love to teach them for different language. If the parents lets us, we will do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we like to give the children both, like they're learning English for those who have a different mother tongue at home, and then those kids who do speak English at home, they get exposed to several different languages and learn words in languages.
That's fantastic. And there are tons of studies that show the benefits of being around other languages and how that impacts developmental growth. And that's so cool. I'm just so in awe. I'm having a hard time like coming up with questions because Rhoda, you did a great job of answering all the ones that I sent over. And I think the work that you're doing is just so impactful. It's inspiring. I'm trying to think, like I said, I do have a few questions queued up still though. What groups do you guys think, as you look at the impact that you're currently having and the impact that you could have, what groups do you think are fantastic potential of students that still need to be served?
Could you rephrase that question?
Yeah, so as you look at our community, what other groups of students do you think could benefit from the service you guys are providing?
Yeah, so as we said, Rhoda had said that we have been helping a lot of students, after school students, with figuring out how to do their homework as there's more of that distance learning. We have been looking to just get more support so we can expand in that area. So there's definitely so much more work to be done. Yeah, do you have more something, Rhoda?
Yeah, sure. There's so many things to be done, especially what we put our focus mainly is the new immigrant kids when they come to the country. Some of them didn't have the opportunity to go to school and get the skills they need to be ready for the kindergarten, and those are the ones that we put more focus into it, so that we make sure that they get the skills they need to be successful when they go to the kindergarten, whether it's the social skills, whether it's the vocabulary, whether knowing the alphabet, the numbers, the sound of the letters, reading a small sentence, writing a small sentence to them up. That's what we like to work more about it, because those are the ones who need more help.
So we do have a question from our special guest today. So I'm going to pull Ben up here. It sounds like he's got a question for the both of you. Hey, Ben, thanks for checking back in again.
Absolutely. Great presentation. Love the business concept, and neat to see how things have evolved. One thing that stuck out to me was the overnight shift and the offering of providing that. I feel like that's a differentiator in that market. My question is around some technology and communicating activity or status updates for the child with the parents while they're in your care.
Yeah, so we've been using Bright Wheel. It's an app to register the kids so that we will have that communication with the family during their time in our childcare.
We also try to send to them what the activities, when the kids are doing activities, send pictures to the parents so that they know what the kids are doing. That gives them more motivation. Oh, see, my kid is doing something. That's another thing that we do with that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the question, Ben. Anything else, or should we let you go?
I'm happy to hang out, but that was the question that was lingering in my mind for now.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, thanks so much. So I'm curious in regards, you said that you guys do outside funding, not necessarily just the what parents would pay to have their children in the program. When you go through, I guess, entering students into the program, how do you determine price? So you guys are very specialized for families. So do you have a family that applies to be in Jasmin Child Care, and then you you figure it out from there, or?
Yeah, so
no, everybody, our doors are open to. Go ahead.
No, please go.
Go ahead, Sky. our
So-
doors are open to everybody. We welcome
Okay.
everybody. We don't reject anybody. What we do is usually the low income families, they go through the county, and the county helps them. And the other people who have the ability to pay, they pay it. But sometimes what we stuck is those families who are going to the county, they may have too much copay, which we always give is as a, well, we try to work with them how they can pay, because a family of the six, if they have a 4 kids here, it would be hard for them to pay the copay sometimes. So we try to find a way that we can help them to pay the copay, or find somebody else who can sponsor them. Talk to the community, or find anywhere that we can find this money, because we don't want to tell anybody, okay, because you can pay, we don't want to take care of the kids. We want to take care of your kids because they are the future. They are the future, and they need to learn. And this is an opportunity, and that's why we offer, because we care about the kids. It's not about the money; it's about the passion of teaching the kids and making them ready for the kindergarten and ready for the school. So then when they graduate, they will be a responsible citizen in the community, and that's what we're looking for. That's our goal.
Oh, we do have one more question from Ben. You guys must work pretty closely with government entities then, right?
Sky, can you answer that question?
Yeah, so we have obviously with any of the child care support, the assistance funds, we work closely with them, and any type of regulations and standards, we're very closely with our licensor. And we always try to find new ways to be more involved in different community entities like schools and other centers, trying to build those relationships.
Okay. We do have one more question from Ben.
So I am thinking about some of the parents that have turned into teachers over the last few months. And I'm curious how you approach some of the educational programming within your organization, but then maybe follow that up with some recommendations or some encouragement for folks who are trying to keep those developmental skills evolving, even when they're still in their own home.
I think I heard what you said. So we have a curriculum for our preschool, and that's custom tailored by the teacher who has a degree. And then she works closely with Rhoda to make sure that we're following a pace that is appropriate for the classroom, just because we know each student, and we do kind of periodic assessments to know where they're at. And so currently we don't have any curriculum that is for families that can't attend the center. So I'm not quite sure what your question is. Could you please add?
Yeah, it was kind of two parts. A, you answered, being, what the educational aspect of your programs are. And I understand that. I think the other one is a little just more like inspiration for those who are trying to be the teacher at home, how to keep kids engaged when it comes to education. What things can they be teaching them and keeping it fun, but also making it impactful, maybe beyond just the center and your organizations. For the new homeschoolers, what might you provide those folks?
I think, first of all, before you make a curriculum, you need to understand your kid, the kid that you're working with. You need to do an assessment and find out where they need help. And that's where you have to concentrate. So when the kids come, you sit down with them, you do assessment. You figure out where they need help. And that's where we put more into it. We work more in there. Plus that we do the activities other kids are doing. So when they're having a free break, we pull out that kids, we work where they need help. And that's how we try to help them improve. Maybe at the end of the 3 months, they will be the same level as all other kids, because we keep pulling them aside while other kids are playing and having fun without letting anybody know that there's something going on, or just taking them on the side, working with them where they need help.
Also, we've been working closely with some people have been training us on how to teach kids, and especially for preschoolers, we've been focusing on learning how to play and learn through play, right? So the kids finding activities that help children learn as they're playing. So they may have more free time at home, keeping them busy, but keeping them busy with activities that help their cognitive development, building blocks, different types of things that manipulate with their hands, fine motor, thinking about their hand-eye coordination, different things like that.
Well, we are running close on time. So thank you guys so much for joining us here today. I will let you go. Ben, thanks so much for popping in for those last few questions. Super fun, super fun.
And that's all we got for this week's 1 Million Cups Fargo podcast. Thank you so much for listening in. 1 Million Cups Fargo is powered by Emerging Prairie, an organization dedicated to connecting and celebrating the entrepreneurial ecosystem. We'd also like to say a thank you to the following sponsors for their support: Midco, the Fargo-Moorhead CVB, the FM Area Foundation, City of Fargo, Pro Resources, and the Kilbourne Group. Catch you again on next week's 1 Million Cups Fargo podcast. See you then.